Welcome back to another episode of From My Perspective. I'm your boy Dion. We're coming to you with a special March Madness edition. We're going to talk about the men's bracket again. I'm your boy Dion. Go ahead, hit that like button. Go ahead, subscribe. Hit that link in the bio for some merch. But you might get a chance to get you some free merch. We'll talk about that here in a second. But Captain Hater Q, you look cold, but how's are you doing?
Hey, this is a merch. You can actually go buy you a blanket on our website. So get you a blanket because it's cold. It be cold sometimes, and have sure not about your boy, Mr. Ben, aka say your name up on this pod. Might not put you to my. What's up, Dion?
I'm doing good. I'm doing great, actually. And we have a full house here to talk about the men's bracket. I'll let the people introduce themselves, but first, let's go ahead and start out with Ashley. How you doing today? I know you're ready to talk about some basketball.
I'm doing great. This is my favorite time of the year, March Madness. It doesn't get any better than this. There's some good college basketball. So
Yep. Uh, we also got Ray, sister of Q. How you doing today, Ray? I know you excited to talk about March Madness. You come every year as well.
I am very excited about March Madness. I'm also sad, but I am very excited
Well,
because it's just great TV.
Glad to have you. Those two lovely ladies are also the host of Hold Please. I said what I said, so go ahead and check them out. But we also have another person here today. His only flaw in life is he's a North Carolina fan, but outside of that, great dude. Seneca, how you doing today?
Doing good, you know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all having me with y'all again. And of course, ready to talk about the madness that happens in March and especially talk about the North Carolina Tar Heels because I mean, might as well bring some real hoop perspective to the conversation.
We'll get there. We'll get there. But first off, we got to talk about probably the two teams that was probably the biggest topic of Selection Sunday. Most people we know who was in, who wasn't in. There was a few teams that didn't know, but two teams that were pretty much at odds of who should get in and who shouldn't was Miami, Ohio, who had an undefeated regular season. They lost in the first round of the conference tournament, and Auburn, who was not great in the conference. They had a under 500 record. But I mean, they had a stronger schedule because they play in a deep SEC with it. But Miami, Ohio, they end up getting, but they have to play themselves in. They are in a playing game with SMU. So, that's probably their fault because they got knocked out in the first round of that conference tournament. QU was very vocal of Auburn not getting in. They didn't get in. But how do you feel about Miami, Ohio getting a first four game against a pretty good SMU team?
Realistically, it was expected.
Yeah.
So it's like I said, once BCU won their conference on that Sunday, SMU automatically has to move down because that's a team that wasn't going to get in that ended up getting in. So they had to, make some adjustments or whatever the case may be. That being said, but like I said, it was expected. You know how I felt about Auburn. I don't even understand why it was so much conversation about Auburn potentially getting in. Yes, you had a hard schedule. Yes, beat Florida. You beat some good teams. But who you lost to? Why are we talking about a team man, just I did that last week. Y'all go ahead.
Uh,
Just that last week. Y'all go ahead. Oh yeah.
Ray, do you have any thoughts on the whole Auburn, Miami, Ohio debate?
Yeah, I was very it was sad that Miami didn't just get an automatic bid. Um, but I like you said when you mentioned that they lost in the first round, I can see why they didn't because of their ranking and everything. Um, I would like to see them play out, but we'll get to that. Uh, but I also said that about the girls, but I don't have no thoughts about Arbin at all. So I don't have nothing to say about them.
I agree. Ashley, got anything?
I'm the same. Auburn was not even a topic of conversation in my world. Miami of Ohio, I do think that was a little unfair to them, right? Um, I mean, they went undefeated, but I also would need to look. I didn't really look at the strength of their schedule either, right? Because that is a determining factor, right?
Mm-hmm.
Big
What?
determining factor. No
Yeah.
problem
What's
win.
what's the strength of your schedule? I mean, you can go undefeated, but if you ain't playing nobody difficult, then
Yeah, that's why it don't surprise me that they end up playing, because in fact they didn't play nobody. So when you don't,
right.
you like I said, I could beat up on everybody on my schedule, but who is on that schedule?
And they was barely winning some of them games too.
Yeah,
A lot of them games. So
So yeah, I mean that's kind of how I'm looking at, like, the strength of your schedule really does determine where you land too. So what's your resume for the year, for the season? But I mean, they can surprise us though.
yep.
They've made a name for themselves. Because I'm gonna be honest, I didn't know anything about them before the season. So I mean, I feel like they've done something to accomplish some name recognition. I'll say that.
All right. Seneca, how you feel? Auburn? Did you care about Auburn or Miami, Ohio?
I mean, Auburn, similar to Ashley, they were not in the thought to me. Like, it was crazy to me that some people was talking about, some of them analysts was talking about them being on the bubble. I'm like, yo, they are sitting here 17 and 16.
Hmm.
They are in their conference. They are 7 and 11. They are good and below 500 just in their conference. And so, why are we talking about them getting a bid if they didn't even make it to the finals of the conference championship game? Yeah, I was like, I don't even understand why that was in the conversation, but whatever. Miami of Ohio, when they didn't win their conference tournament, I still felt like they should have been getting in, and I felt like the spot that they got in the first four is where they should be, because their strength of schedule was very weak. And like you said, Dion, I mean, some of them games it was not like all of them games was blowouts, even though they was undefeated. They was barely winning some of them games. And so I think them being in the first four is the perfect spot for them. And now you get a chance to win a game and show that you can be a part of the 64. But I think they're in the right spot.
All right. Speaking of the 64, I want to talk about the seating aspect. And so far, I don't have too many issues with the seating. There's one glaring from my perspective that was huge to me, and it involved a former Louisville coach, the coach for St. John's now. St. John's, they end up with a fifth seed. And I just thought that was kind of crazy considering UConn, the team that they beat, ended up with a two seed. I feel like UConn could have got more of a three seed or something like that. But outside of that, I'm not too upset with the seeding. I'll start out with you, Seneca. Seeding wise, was there anything that didn't sit right with you?
Yeah, I mean, I think you hit it on the head with the St. John's. I mean, I thought it was crazy that they got a 5 seed when, like you said, the team they beat got a 2 seed. They won their conference championship game. And I mean, it was a decisive win. It wasn't like it was a last second shot. So I felt like they should have been possibly like a 3 seed. Um, and they came, I think they came into the conference tournament as the number 1 seed in the Big East.
Yep.
And still to, like, I get that UConn has all them quad one wins. So I can understand where UConn ends up sitting, but I think that still St. John's should have at least been a 3 seed. And so I feel like that underseeding is going to end up playing a big factor in that East region that they in. I guess the only other team that I can think of that I'm just wondering about their seeding is possibly maybe Arkansas. I mean, they are a 4 seed, but I probably would have just put them up one at a 3 seed, because I feel like how they finished off the season, then going in there, winning their conference championship and everything, their tournament. I felt like I could have possibly seen them at a 3 seed, but I ain't gonna be mad at their 4 seed.
All right. Anybody else got any other issues with any seating? Good. I mean, I feel like the men's wasn't too bad this year.
I got an
Nah,
issue with the way they seed.
Okay, go ahead.
I feel like it's just me. They said it's a where you don't have rematches too early, and then you don't have conference opponents playing each other too early. If they try to make it to the Sweet 16, but with these conferences having so many teams, it's kind of hard to do. It's
Mhm.
just me. I feel like you should play your conference opponents early in tournaments.
Get them up out the way.
If you couldn't beat them in the regular season, sure you could beat them now. To go further in this bracket. Y'all won't. Kentucky should be playing Alabama, Auburn. Auburn, Alabama should be playing in the first round. Why? because in fact, y'all already played in this conference. Why we got 10 SEC teams. All right, that's five
SEC
more.
wasn't even the best conference. I don't know
That's five matchups. Y'all gonna play each other, and then we'll go from there. Actually, I feel at least 2 or 3 matchups. I get that you don't want one of them playing a number 1 seed, but I also believe that if you win your conference tournament, you shouldn't be a 16 seed. You should be in a play-in if you win your conference tournament. The 16 seeds should be those teams that barely got in, like your Miami of Ohio's. But instead, they playing at the 11 seed. But I get it; they have rules of why they do it. I just disagree with them. Only other one, I feel like Miami, not Miami of Ohio, but Miami.
The Hurricanes, they got
the orange and green. They got a 7 seed, and then people gonna argue that they just beat Louisville and Louisville got a 6 seed. I understand it. Why? So Miami probably could have been up, but yeah, that's just how I feel. Play your conference early.
Ashley Ray, y'all got any issues with seeding or who is playing who? When?
So no, I'm just gonna I got 2 things, right? One is on a positive note, and one is I want to piggyback off of Q. I'm gonna say though, but that the way that they do it does create the Cinderella story. That's what really makes the Cinderella, you know what I'm saying, story. If you play the same people in your conference we just played 2 weeks ago, but I get what you're saying.
Like, beat me 2 weeks ago. Beat me now.
I mean, I get it, but I think that with men's basketball, that's what creates the Cinderellas, because they don't have that opportunity to play this top-rated, group in the regular season, and they come out and they show you what they're working with. You like, hey, nobody's seen that happening, right? That's what has created, in my opinion, the Cinderella story, right? In men's basketball, personally. Now, the part that I just want to rave about, I don't really have no issues. I just gotta shout it out, right? If Howard wins, then Howard is in the tournament. We looking at HBCU love out here. Anytime HBCU can actually potentially make it into the tournament, that's a big thing. So nothing negative to say about that. They better win so they can get into the tournament, right? But if they do, shout out to them. Just from an HBCU perspective, I remember some years ago when A&T made it. So that's a conversation that we don't have a lot about in sports when it comes to HBCUs being in these tournaments, right? Yeah, we root for the top schools, but our HBCUs have talent as well. And I just wish we had the funding to compete on them same levels a lot of times. So I'm gonna just plug that in. That's all I got. Ray, on you.
I have nothing. I didn't really care who got what.
Honesty.
Well,
I watched that whole time and was like, can we hurry up and get this on? I remember
yeah, we was watching it, and Ray was just like, "Where's the next one? Can we just get to who's in it?" Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna piggyback off you, Ashley, with the whole Cinderella story. One of the best thing about March Madness is the Cinderella, a team that you never heard of wins a game. The admission rates go skyrocket. You got the UMBC, you got the what is it, Chicago? I forget, Sister Jean,
Loyola,
Loyola,
yeah.
Loyola, Chicago. So there's a couple teams from my perspective that I've never heard of in this bracket. 16C Siena, they're going up against Duke. I've never heard of High Point. Haven't heard of High Point.
They have.
Yeah. We know about that. We do know about that over here, Deanna. It's literally about 20
minutes.
About
the HPU.
About 20 minutes up the road. The North
CA
Carolina.
Baptist. CA Baptist, they've heard of High Point. I've never heard of High Point. I've heard of Kennesaw State, but they are a newer team at this level, so I'm sure most people haven't heard of them. And the 13C, I don't even know how to pronounce their name, but they're going up against Alabama. But my question for the panel, do you think any of these teams that you've never heard of can make a name for themselves, even make the game close, and get them submissions going skyrocket? They might try and get that them admissions applications, get that up a little bit, maybe add them a couple more students to their school. You think any of these no name or just lower ranked teams in general can make some type of noise?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think High Point can make some noise with Wisconsin. I still think that Wisconsin is going to beat them, but I've actually seen High Point play. They play like a style of ball where they're getting up and down the court. They're trying to score some points. So that can possibly be a difference in this tournament. Also, I think a matchup that is interesting to me too is the Wright State versus Virginia, because I watch Wright State in there. Like that's another thing that I love about this time of year. You get to see these Wright States and these Cal Baptists and some of them play in their conference tournaments, and you be like, yo, they got a cat on there that can really hoop. Like he can play some ball, and so you maybe end up with somebody like that get into the tournament and all of a sudden get hot. That might be something. And then Hofstra, who's playing against Alabama. I didn't think too much about Hofstra until the news today around that player from Alabama who's possibly not going to be with the team.
Yep.
Now I'm like, Hofstra might be a problem for them because their head coach is Speedy Claxton that played in the league for a while or
Mhm.
whatever. So I think they might be something. And so those are a couple of things I'm a be looking at, and probably like one of the upsets that I'm really watching is a Penn versus VCU. I mean, not VCU versus Illinois, because Penn has a guy TJ Powers that dropped 40 in their championship game.
He
He
did.
was at Duke, and I think he was at Virginia, so he was a 5-star recruit. So you don't know. So that's one I'm gonna be watching, just because. Also, they got Fran McCaffrey that's done led like multiple teams to the tournament too.
Okay.
Mhm.
Queens is another team. The 15 seed going against Purdue. Never heard of them, but maybe they can make a name for themselves. Q, what you got with these lower level teams that we've never heard of before? How you feeling about them?
So to speak on Queens real quick, they in Charlotte. I just assumed it was Queens, New York. They're actually in Charlotte, North Carolina. Uh, the lower level teams. Okay, so the lower level team for me is McNeese State, and again, I watched them. Now they just they of course they lost their head coach to North Carolina State, but they still have won 3 conference tournaments in a row. And I watched their championship game versus I believe it was Fairfield, and was out there balling. You hear me hustling, fighting hard. So I got them beating where's that
Vanderbilt.
Vanderbilt. I got McNeese State beating Vanderbilt. I have High Point beating Wisconsin.
Okay.
So I mean I only know High Point because I used to my sister used to come get me from Louisville, and I'd be in North Carolina, so I only know that High Point because my sister. But yeah, no, I got High Point. I also got Akron beating Texas Tech, but I know
Okay.
Akron is not a lower level because they play in the MAC, so we are more familiar with them. They are lower level, but we're more familiar with them basically because of football.
Yeah. And LeBron.
I mean, true, but I was talking about
Mhm.
the school, not the city. But yeah,
Yeah.
I feel what you said. Yeah.
Same thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, no, I got Akron beating Texas Tech as well.
Right. Ray, how you feeling? Any upsets with these, lower names? Tennessee State, they're another team. HBCU, kinda.
Mhm.
So
Kinda. I used to get heat for saying kinda. I used to get heat for saying kinda. But they
yeah,
kind.
I just know a lot. I know a lot of white people that go there too. That's why.
Let me shut up.
I
Let
do
let me let me shut up because I was about to go.
But
I
Ray, go,
do
go
have
ahead, Ray.
some upsets. I'm looking to find them because I've been scrolling up and down. Um, I have Queens beating Purdue, and somebody had to lose. So
Yeah,
there,
you're not wrong.
there it is. Have I heard of Queens ever before? No, but somebody had to lose.
Yep.
Um, I do have some more. Hold on, because I like to be controversial too. Controversial, you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Uh, let's see. I guess that's it. That's the biggest one. But Purdue usually have big guys, and I don't know why I did it, but I did it.
I was gonna say I just watched Purdue. I don't know about that one, but okay. Hey, sometimes you got somebody got like you said, somebody got loose. There is
Mhm.
going to be an upset.
Yeah,
Last but not
I
least,
got. Oh, okay. Go ahead, Ashley. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think the only one I chose as an upset, just because I don't like Kentucky, was Santa Clara. I mean,
that would
they
make
might be
my
the
day.
Cinderella team. They just might be the Cinderella team. I just don't like Kentucky, y'all. So I mean,
That would make my day though.
so it would make my day if this Santa Clara will beat Kentucky. I don't care if it's by 1 point, as long as they win. So I think that's the only one I chose. I mean, obviously, I talked a little bit about Howard. If they get into the tournament, it would be nice to see them go a little far as well. But I didn't pick them, but it would be nice to see.
All right, so obviously we talked about the lower ranked teams. We gotta talk about the higher ranked teams. Duke is the number one overall seed, but I think they're a little limpy into this tournament. Both of the guards are hurt. They've had Cameron Boozer playing the point guard position in the ACC tournament. They nearly lost early. They nearly lost to Florida State. I watched that game. It was a buzzer beater chance to win the game. They didn't, but their guards have been hurt, and that's really hurt them. Also, I said pre-pod, the East is a war zone. Florida, they got a 1 seed. Arizona got a 1 seed, and then we got and Michigan got a 1 seed. From my perspective, I just think because of the injury, because of your injury at the guard level, and you're having a freshman that not only doesn't really play the point guard position, but a freshman playing the point guard position in the NCAA tournament, I think that could be a recipe for a disaster for Duke. Maybe probably not, obviously not, probably I don't think in the first round, but as the tournament goes on, I worry about Duke. I think that's the only 1 seed that I think is not as strong, even though they got the number one overall seed. I don't have any other issues with the other 1 seeds. I think they're all strong. I think they all should make some runs. But Q, I'm gonna start out with you with these 1 seeds. How you feeling about them?
I think all the one seeds is deserving. I don't really have no issue with any of them. I wish I think what's going to play into effect, like you said, with Duke's health, they're missing two key players, so there's going to be a it's going to be an uphill battle for them because they wasn't a deep team before, and then you take away two of their top players. It's gonna be tough for them to do it. But as far as one seeds, I don't see no issues with any of that.
Mhm. Seneca, I'll let you go next.
Yeah, I feel like all of the one seeds, I can agree with everyone who got a one seed in there. Yeah, I mean, Duke and them injuries, like I think I can't see Duke making it past the Sweet 16 because I see them probably meeting up with St. John's, and then they'll be, to me, I think they might possibly be the first one to go down,
Yeah.
because of the fact with that bracket and them either running into a St. John's or possibly a Kansas with your guy Darren Peterson. I think that could end up being a big thing for them right there in that Sweet 16. Now, I don't think that like I said, I just had Duke going down, but I don't even think we're going to end up with two number one seeds in the Final Four.
All right. I'll let you hold that thought. We'll get to Final Fours later on. Ray, the 1 seeds, you like them all, or you think some of them gonna go down early, like Seneca?
Like Seneca, I do have them going down to St. John's. Duke, we're talking. Um, the other number ones are fine with me. I I'm not a Duke fan and I'm not a Kentucky fan. To me, you can put them in the basket and just grab one out, and I'm just gonna hate. So uh, it's just what it is. I would love to see them go down in the first round. I doubt they do it, but I do see them going down.
Ashley.
I'm good. I'm good with the number one seeds. I think the only way Duke really made it overall number one is because they beat Michigan in Washington D.C. a few weeks back.
Mhm.
I do think Michigan can beat them. Just in general, but I think they had an off night. Um, but I mean, as far as them all being number one seeds, the ones that have been, I don't have any issues with that. Uh, I'm not a Duke fan, so guess call me a hater too.
Before we talk about some prospective team, North Carolina and Louisville, I want to ask you guys: is there any potential matchup that you guys are looking forward to, or a potential player that you think you're looking forward to possibly taking over? I give mine, and I'm really looking to see what AJ DeBonsa does for BYU. I want to see how far he can carry this team. I think he is the best player in college basketball. I know Cameron Boozer of Duke. I know Darren of Kansas. I don't think they are on the same level as AJ. I know Darius, the point guard for Arkansas again. I don't think they're on the level of AJ. So I'm curious to see how far he can take this BYU team. They haven't been great. They got a 6 seed for a reason, but he's definitely been head and shoulders the best player. But he's who I'm looking forward to the most. There's really not a matchup per se, besides Duke and potentially Duke and St. John's. John Schneider, he's came out the gate running as a coach. He's got 3 ACC championships in 4 years. He's doing things that even Coach K wasn't doing as early as he was. He's just doesn't have a national championship, but he ain't Rick Pitino. As good as John is, Rick Pitino is a Hall of Fame coach, and I'm curious to see if they match up, how that matchup goes. So, like I said, AJ, I'm looking forward to that and the potential Duke versus St. John's. Y'all had St. John's winning. I don't even have Duke making it past TCU. I just don't think the guards is. I don't know. I'm so concerned about the guards for Duke.
All right, Dion, the disrespect go a little far now.
Okay.
Like, okay, like, okay, now, they gonna make the Sweet 16.
Okay.
I mean, we ain't got. Everybody else got them losing to Kansas. I mean, St. John's. I got them losing to Kansas. I think.
Okay.
I think Kansas is gonna beat St. John's.
All right.
You mentioned AJ. Since you mentioned him, I do have them losing in the first round.
Oh man.
But that is for selfish reasons because I don't need him playing long, getting hurt because I need my Pacers to draft him this when the draft come around. So I need him to go on. He have a great game, but don't fool around, get hurt, tear the MCL, ACL, Achilles, playing for this team that you ain't gonna be there no longer. So I need to protect my asset and AJ DeBosa for my Indiana Pacers. So yeah, you go ahead, go home, rest your leg up. Don't do no draft workouts. You don't need to do none of that. I need him to be a Pacer tomorrow. But I understand the draft don't work like that. So next season he will be a Pacer. So, but individual players, you just said his name for Arkansas.
Darius.
Darius Acuff. I also want to see Fleming for Houston. I feel like Ralph Sampson, he keep getting there to the Final Four. He got to the Final Four, I want to say, with 3 different teams. And I think he been twice with Houston. He keep getting there, but he ain't getting over the hump. I think he has the player this year with Fleming, and they also got I just had his name, but I'm drawing a blank on his name. They also have they call him the closer. I can't think of his name. But this is the team that I feel like he got that could actually win the national championship potentially. Other matchups, like I said, I got McNeese State winning, so I do want to see that. UK and Santa Clara, I want to watch it just because I think it is. I got UK winning, but I feel like it's a potential of UK losing. And anytime I think UK can lose, I watch their games.
Yeah.
I just want to point out, I live with a Kentucky fan, and I watch more UK fan games than they do. But that's just neither here nor there. Also, Miami and Missouri, because Missouri, the games, Miami's the 7th seed, but they playing in St. Louis, Missouri. So it's a de facto home game for Missouri.
Yeah.
I still got Miami. Shout out Miami.
Ashley, any player, any matchup? I mean, you said St. John's Duke already.
Yeah, St. John's Duke is gonna be a good one if it makes it like if it lands like that, that's gonna be a good game. And I think you touched on it. I like watching Houston play. Like if Houston's on TV, I'm gonna stop and watch. So I'm intrigued anytime Houston is playing. I think he's an excellent coach, and I think he's to that point he got to get over the hump. But they bring a level of energy and excitement to the game that I just like enjoy watching. So anytime Houston's playing, I'm pretty excited about it. I, think there's anybody else that draws me in quite like the matchup that we've already talked about so far. But
Ray, what about you?
I will go for Houston. I like Houston. I don't have them going far. I got them going to the Sweet 16, but I don't have them going past that. I don't believe. Let me see.
When
Oh,
she
I
said
do.
fall, I was concerned. Like, whoa, what you mean fall? But Sweet 16, okay.
Yeah. So with that being said, I'm like Ashley. Whenever they are playing, I like to see them. I do like their coach. Um, he's not. Uh, one of y'all said he's not a Rick Pitino, but I do like him. I am a Rick Pitino fan.
Right.
Um, so I would love to see St. John's face anybody, really, to be honest. Um, and I think that's about it. I'm not looking forward. This is gonna be maybe I should wait. Say it because this is controversial, especially with the crew that's on the line. Uh, but I'm not looking
I
forward
got
to.
something I want to say controversial, but I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna let
Oh, okay.
Seneca,
So you want
I'm
me to
gonna let
wait?
Seneca, I'm gonna let you go. Let's see.
Okay.
Before we talk about your team, let's talk about what matchups you like.
Yeah, I mean, I think y'all done already hit like on the individual players. I mean, I like the kid Acuff from Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
Watching him through that SEC tournament, I was like, hey, this kid is nice. Like he's a baller. I think Fleming for Houston, he's a hooper. But a matchup, I guess a couple of matchups that I'm looking forward to is one that I talked about before, the Wisconsin versus High Point University. I just think that's going to be an interesting game. I mean, we done all talked about the possibility of St. John's and Duke, but I think it's even interesting if it is Kansas and Duke right there too. Um, and then I think another like early round matchup for me is the possibility of what it's going to look like if, well, I guess it ain't an early round, but it might be a later one if we end up with Florida and Houston matching up again with that rematch from the national title. I know these are not the same teams that they were, but that's still, you know what I'm saying? You still got a couple of players that is left over from that. So I think that could be something if both of them get there too.
Right. All right, well, so Seneca, I really want to just talk to you now. We wouldn't be talking about this team that much normally, but since you're on the line, we got to talk about the team in the powder blue. Even though I'm not a North Carolina fan, I do like the powder blue. It's y'all probably got some of the best, but y'all don't have y'all best player in Caleb Wilson, who hurt his hand. He
Mhm.
hurt it first. He hurt one of his hand, then he was out for a little bit. Then he hurt his other hand. I heard just messing around after practice dunking. So y'all don't have y'all best player.
Mhm.
And I hate to tell you this, you're probably gonna be mad, but I had VCU upsetting you guys in the first round. I just wanted to say that, but give us your thoughts on North Carolina and
I mean,
how you feel like
I
they
mean,
gonna.
I respect it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we don't have Caleb Williams. I mean, Caleb Williams is Caleb Wilson he's a culture changer or whatever. Like when he came in, he changed a lot of the mentality. He came in talking about we the belt boys. He was walking around with the belt and all of that. Like when they beat Duke, he went out there on Franklin Street with the belt, holding it up for everybody. So it was a different type of belief. And now not having that player that brings that, like when stuff might be going wrong, I feel like he's the type that's over there that's gonna be like, you know what? Nah, we still good. We gonna figure this out. We gonna win this. So we are missing him. I'm gonna be realistic with my squad this year, especially after watching a couple of their games without them. Without him, I mean, we went 5-3 without him, and that's still respectable. Now I do have us beating VCU, but I have us matching up with Illinois, and I don't think we're going to get past them. I think that's just going to be entirely too tough. But like I said, I think it is a big change, and I feel like we ended up in the sixth seed because we did not have him. I think if we would have had him, I mean, I feel like if we would have had him, especially in the ACC tournament, we would have. I felt like we could have got to that championship game
Mhm.
because I mean, we made the comeback against against Clemson, but you put yourself in like a what 17, 18 point hole and then trying to come back like that. And I felt like that wouldn't have been the case if he would have been there. But like I said, I'm gonna be realistic. I do have us beating VCU. I think it's gonna be a matchup because VCU is a good team, but I do have us winning that one. And then I just think Illinois is just gonna be too tough. I do like the mindset that Hubert Davis is passing along to the team off the stuff I've seen where he's telling them we just going to try to win a 2-game tournament in Greenville. That's what we're trying to do right now. That's how you got to look at it. And I can respect that. But also, I respect you having VCU beating us because, I mean, I got South Florida beating Louisville, so it's okay.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Before we get to Louisville, anybody else got any thoughts on North Carolina? Like, it's really just y'all don't have Caleb Wilson. That's such a big loss from my perspective. But Q, Ashley, Ray, y'all got any thoughts about North Carolina?
Yeah, it's unfortunate to say, but I think it's tough without Caleb. It just is. It just is. They don't, to be truthful, they don't play like the same team without him. In all essence, like he is a game changer. Like you said, the cultural, he kind of shifts the whole thing, and you can tell that they play different without him. I mean, he's a key player for them. I mean, you could just tell that. And I mean, I root for North Carolina from time to time. I do. I mean, I don't root for them Seneca when they play Louisville, but I do root for them when they play other, when they play anybody else. At one time in life, I wanted to go to school at UNC. So, hey, yeah.
Yeah, I respect that. And really my Louisville pick of South Florida is gonna be if what's name is playing for y'all? Brown Jr. if he's playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, North Carolina. Like I said, I got them losing to Illinois. They got a lower seed because of the injuries. I do think it is possible for them to make it to the Sweet 16 because it's still North Carolina. They got players.
Yeah.
They might not have the player, but they still have players. So, yeah, I think it's still possible for them to get to Sweet 16. I don't think they are. I think, like I said, I got them losing to Illinois, but I do think it's possible.
I like to see Caleb play. It was kind of sad when he went out the first time, and I was like, hey, But then when he went out and was out for the season, I was like, well, can he shoot the ball with the other hand? Why you gotta use that hand? So I do think, but I do have them going down too early in the round. I think I got them making it. Where they at? I think I got them. Yeah, I do. I got them losing to VCU too. But I just need not VCU.
Round of 32.
That's what I say.
Yeah. They losing to somebody.
Yeah,
I love I love the Ray analysis. The Ray analysis is great. She said, "Can't he just shoot with the other hand?" You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now I will say, I'm just gonna say this. I think UNC can beat VCU, but VCU has been known to create some upsets in the tournament. Just traditional history. So that's the only reason why without y'all having y'all main player, VCU could sneak in there. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it's a tough matchup. Like I don't expect for that matchup to be like somewhere, hey, Carolina is running away with it. Now if they do, I'm gonna be up in here excited. But hey, VCU is gonna be a tough matchup. They really are.
So let's go ahead and slide to the hometown team. That's Louisville. They was given a 6 seed, much better seed than it was last year. I don't think we got holes like we did last year. I think that's about right. But we are going up against USF, University of South Florida. Seneca kind of hit the nail in the coffin. A lot of us is trying to figure out if Michael Brown is going to play. He's a top 10 draft pick. Without him, we're not as good. But looking up USF, they kind of play just like Louisville. They're not as good as Louisville, but in terms of they're going to get a lot of threes up. They push the pace, shoot a lot of threes. So if you're a betting person like I am, the over under is set at 165 and a half. I'll probably take that over. But I just think since they both play similar styles, Louisville just does it better. So I got Louisville winning against USF. But I said about January, I thought at first, no, coming to the season, most Louisville fans thought this was a Final Four team. As the season going on, not so much a Final Four team. My hope is to make it to the Sweet 16. That was my dream. That's what I felt like. But we got to go up against that Michigan State, which seems to always be our ops in the NCAA tournament. We always go up against Michigan State. For some reason, they like us playing Michigan State. So, I mean, I don't know if we can beat. I don't know about. I'm not confident in the Michigan State game like I am in the USF game. But if we do somehow get past Michigan State, and we gotta go up against Dan Hurley and UConn, I have like 2% confidence in that one. But maybe, hopefully, Sweet 16. I'm more nervous about Michigan State. Q, how you feel about the Cardinals?
Well. So you been on TikTok, been on Twitter, watched the bracketology shows. Everybody just like, yeah, man. If you want a double digit seed to win, South Florida's the one.
I saw that.
Everybody, everybody, they mama, they daddy, and they little cousin is picking South Florida to beat Louisville. And I get it. South Florida got a great story. Their coach was, I think he coached at Buffalo, or he's from Buffalo, or wherever the case may be, wherever this game gonna be, Philadelphia, wherever it's at. But
Buffalo, New York, yeah.
yeah, he's from Buffalo, New York, or he coached there, or something like that. It's some of the history. Then, yeah, he's from there because his dad has dementia, and his dads don't get to see him coach, so it's gonna be close. The dad gonna be at the game. It's all these sweet moments and stuff, and all of that sounds great. And then Louisville, as we all know, they know to choke some stuff away. They know to choke some stuff away. Women and men's basketball. Let's be real. Both of them. They know to choke some stuff away that should be choked away. And go to last year's tournament versus Creighton. So Dion, you got more confidence than I do. Because I guess I'm a little older than you. I've seen a lot more Louisville disappointment than you. So I believe Louisville's going to win versus South Florida. I also believe Louisville is going to win versus Michigan State. I have more confidence versus Michigan State than I do South Florida, if I'm being honest.
Really? Okay.
Because it's the story. NCAA tournament times. It's always about the story. It's always about these sweet moments. But I got Louisville losing to UConn. I disagree with you though. If Louisville make their shots, Louisville's Final 14.
Mm-hmm.
Louisville gotta make their shots. And then you also gotta have McNeely not turning the ball over. Pay attention when you inbound the daggone ball. He right there. You ain't. We got too many people.
You all right? You all right? Man, you just went off. You all right over there?
Bring it back in.
Bring it back in.
I'm a chill. He also missed a free throw. Let me tell you something. I ain't gonna rant too much because we got so many people on the pod, so I want to make sure everybody get their time. But I do want to say this: if McNeely keep on dribbling that daggone ball, you don't get your butt over in that corner and shoot that ball. He missed 2 threes back to back in the same spot. You got one job. When I say one job, I mean one job, and it sure ain't defense. It ain't the dribble. Shoot the ball. You missed.
And not turning over too. Don't forget about that. That's an important
The
thing.
turnover. He right there. You a senior. You don't see dude right there. Yeah, go ahead. Ashley. I'm gonna shut up now.
Go ahead.
It just don't make no daggone sense. It just don't.
I was not expecting that, but
I wasn't.
I feel like it was disappointing to watch. Q. It was with McNeely. It was.
It don't make no sense. It's just dope.
I actually, Pat, Kelsey can coach it, and I think that they can win. I don't have them. I have them all the way up to playing UConn. I don't think if we get that far, we will beat UConn. I don't believe that. I think UConn is going to outplay us. Although watching St. John stump a hole in them may give me a little bit of faith Because St. John came out and put the whooping on them jokers. I'm thinking if we do that, we might could beat UConn. But I do not have Louisville beating UConn. I got us getting past the Sweet 16. I think Michael Brown is a tremendous factor, but I also understand why we trying to rest him. We trying to we trying to preserve as much as we can, right? So that is a determinant. But I will say I'm impressed. Cornwell been balling, a little bit. I think if he steps, I need him to step up just a little bit more. I think I got to go with Rick Pitino, what he told his player. He's talking about, I need you to dig deeper. That's all it is. I think.
Need him to dig. I need McNeely to show up because Conwell, he be doing his thing.
Yeah, he do.
If Michael Brown ain't playing, you got to do something, McNeely. You can't just be doing nothing. Please.
Yeah, but
help him.
Know,
Kevin Hart, help that man, Ryan, because he be balling.
When you're a shooter, though, you do have off nights, though. Y'all do know that. Let's hope that his off night is not going to continue. What'd you say, right? What?
It's a lot of off nights.
Oh, well, okay. All right. Okay.
And Shane ain't lying, and he don't know. He right there behind you. You still going to inbound the ball? He's right there behind Conwell. You still... Sorry. It just don't make no sense.
So my controversial comment is I am not excited to see Louisville play.
Oh,
and the reason why is because my anxiety can't take it. My heart, watching them play, and like Quinn said, you hear about all these stories, and South Florida South Florida, they saying, hey, that's who's gonna take Louisville down. You don't want to hear that as a fan. I haven't seen South Florida play, so I can't say, oh yeah, they that good, or oh no, we got them. I haven't seen it. So I can't say that, but that is one of the least teams that I want to watch right now, is because the anxiety behind it is breathtaking. And then I'm watching it with my mom, and my mom is saying, oh, come on, Louisville. Why you always falling? And I'm looking at her, and I'm looking at the TV, and I'm looking like, I can't take her anxiety and my anxiety. It's just too much. With that being said, I'd rather see anybody else play. But I do have them beating South Florida. As a fan, I just can't have my team going down in the first round. But I don't see them going past Michigan State. So I'm being realistic. Like you, Seneca, I just can't I have to be realistic, but in the same sense, I'm telling you, they don't call them cardiac cards for nothing.
Seneca, you got any thoughts on the cardiac cards?
I mean, like I told y'all earlier, if Michael Brown is playing, I think it's a difference. And I think you hit it on the head talking about the style of play of South Florida that matches up with Louisville's style of play. I think if Michael Brown is not playing in that first game, that's why I said that I could see South Florida beating them. Now, if he's playing in that, and the thing is, like, I watched Louisville play, and when, like you said, if y'all are hitting your shots, McNeely ain't out there having brain farts. I'm not trying to get you going, Q, but you know what I'm saying? If you don't have that going on, like, Louisville is a good squad. They are a really good squad. Like, I could see them getting to that Sweet 16 matchup to UConn, and that being a real good matchup. But like I said, you got Michael Brown playing, and then them going back to playing how they were at, like, I guess, like earlier mid part of the season when they really had stuff going. But I don't know if it's not that, I cannot see y'all getting past Michigan State.
Yeah, I agree. I hate Michigan State. We played them a bunch in the tournament, but we'll see. I agree, Seneca. But let's go ahead and start talking about Final Fours. I'll start out and give mines. I personally, from my perspective, I have St. John's and Houston, Arizona and Michigan, and I got Houston versus Arizona, and I got the runners-ups of last year finally taking it home this year. I got Houston. I agree with all y'all. I love watching Houston play, especially watching them last year in the tournament. I think they're on a mission this year. Even though some players, not all the players is back, but some of them are back. So I got Houston winning it all, playing Arizona, and I got Rick Pitino. He get him another Final Four. Ray, I'll let you give me your Final Four next.
I have Michigan State and I have Houston.
Okay.
I have Arizona and I have Alabama. So in Arizona, I have taken it all.
Okay. Before we do you know the what's going on in Alabama right now? You don't think that issue is going to affect them?
I have no idea what's going on in Alabama.
One of their players got arrested.
Oh, really?
Yes, he got
Yes.
arrested for drug charges.
Oh my goodness. Was it too late to fix my stuff?
No,
Is
That's
it
why
here?
I had to ask. I had to ask because I feel like that's a. I mean, Alabama they've had a lot of couple controversial, like a lot of issues the past couple years. So
look, I
maybe
started to
they
say
can
something, but
handle
I
it.
didn't.
Maybe they know how to handle it. But when I don't know how good this player is. I don't know. Maybe is he a star player or not? But I feel like that's going to affect the players. Like when your teammates get arrested, it's probably going to affect you on the court.
Hey, why is always something in Alabama? It's Georgia football, Alabama basketball. Seem
Yeah.
like well, y'all
Hmm.
always doing something.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, this player too. He their second leading scorer on the team.
Second leading scorer. So
Mm. I
Yeah,
just changed it. I got Iowa State.
okay, I just had to make sure because that's a big deal. I feel like I got them going out early. I just think that's going to affect their mental. But Seneca, go ahead, give me your Final Four and champions.
My final four is Michigan State, Houston, Arizona, and Michigan.
Okay,
And I have Houston and Arizona in the national championship game. And I'm gonna go with the Cougars getting it,
all right.
Houston. I think Kevin Sampson, they finally get theirs. I think he finally get that one this time.
All right, Ashley, I'll let you go next.
All right, my Final Four. I actually went UConn, Florida, Arizona, Michigan, and I have Florida and Arizona, and I have Florida taking it home.
All right. Q, I'm gonna let you go last, but before you give us your Final Four, please tell the people what we got going on for this tournament.
well, if like I say, you gonna enter a bracket anyway. So why not join the from my perspective, 2026 bracket challenge on ESPN. We going to first place is gonna get basically a mixed vibes bag. You're gonna get some stuff from mixed vibes from my perspective. Hold up, maybe even some hold up. Hold please. I said what I said. Second through five, y'all gonna get a from my perspective T-shirt, and 6 through 10, y'all gonna get something. I ain't quite figured that out yet. Give me a little minute, but we go. Y'all go get something. Y'all go get a small thing as well. But yeah, just go to ESPN Bracket Challenge from my perspective, 2026, and a chance to win some stuff.
Yeah, we had a great turnout last year. It was like what 30 some people.
Yeah, we got like 30 something. Yeah,
Yeah, so hopefully we can get more than 30. Maybe we can double it and get to 60. But thank you, Q. Go ahead and give us your Final Four and champions now.
cool. First I do want to say I got Akron beating Alabama. Because I'm saying you can't be losing. You can't be losing important people, especially this late. I have Houston going against Connecticut with Houston winning. Then on the other side, I have Arizona versus Michigan, 2-1 seeds. I have Arizona winning. The championship game is going to be Arizona versus Houston. It's going to be interesting because Arizona is known to be a power, but they've been struggling to get to the Sweet 16 or past the Sweet 16 since they national championship run early in the early 2000s. Then, like we said, we already documented Houston's history, so I want Calvin Sampson to get one, but I do not think he's beating Arizona.
Okay.
I am going with Arizona to beat Houston in the national championship game.
And if that comes true, that'll be the first team west of the Mississippi to win a national championship since Arizona did it back in like 1999. So we'll see if that comes to tuition. I got Houston. Q has Arizona. Ashley, who do you got again?
I went with Florida.
In Florida. Ray, who you got?
Arizona.
Arizona, Seneca, you got Houston, right?
Yep.
So we got two Arizonas, two Houston, and a Florida. We will see who turns out to be right. Thank you guys for joining us for another episode. I have to thank the guest Ashley Ray and Sinka. Thank you guys for joining us as well. Before we get out of here, does anybody have anything they want to plug?
Yes, I would like to plug our podcast. It's Hold Please. I said what I said. You can find us on Amazon Prime. You can find us on podcast, Spotify. We there. You hear me? We there. And we do got a YouTube channel. So make sure you check us out.
Seneca, do you have anything you want to plug?
Nah, I ain't got nothing this time. Just appreciate y'all for having me again, and looking to hopefully come away with some prizes from this bracket challenge with y'all.
Yeah. But again, thank you again for joining us. Go ahead, go ahead, subscribe. Leave a comment of who you think is going to win it all. You can hit that link in the bio and get you some merch. But like my man Q said, we have this bracket challenge. From my perspective, 2026, please join. He said for 1 through 5 get something, and a 6 through 10 might get something not big, but
They
something.
gonna get some. One gonna get one. First place gonna get a kit. Gonna get a whole bag. I don't know if I want to call it a swag bag because swag bag feel kind of old. You know what I mean? But 2 through 5 go get a From My Perspective T-shirt. 6 through 10 y'all gonna get something as well. This ain't gonna be a T-shirt, but yeah. But like I said, man, make sure y'all put y'all Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, whatever email, whatever name, whatever something, so where we can find you once the tournament is over.
Again, 7 people in it so far. We're trying to get to at least 60 guys like it was last year. It was about 30. Let's get it, let's double it to 60. We would greatly appreciate it. Again, please subscribe, hit that link in the bio. If you don't think you're gonna win, you can just go ahead and buy it. Just saying, you can go ahead and buy it. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Once more, leave a comment in the comment section. I'm your boy Dion. Love you guys so much for listening to us every episode. Q, go ahead, take us home.
Man, you already know the best. It's your boy, Mr. Bell, aka say your name up on this pod. Might not with you tomorrow. We gonna catch y'all on the next one. See.